Hey guys, this is Chandra, and I wanted to show you what I have been working on. I haven't been crafting a whole bunch, and I haven't made any new mini albums, but I've just been doing little projects, cards, and little books like that. I'm in the process of, spring cleaning, painting my son's room, stuff like that. So the first thing that I have been obsessed with lately is the Gelli Plate. I saw a video, um, I don't know, it's like maybe 2 years ago from the Frugal Crafter, and I had put it in my watch later. Well, one day I decided to watch my videos later and I saw this Gelli Plate, which I've seen a lot of people use them for a lot of different reasons and things and whatever. So I have no idea what I'm going to use these prints for. But I made the Gelli Plate. It was easy, turned out great. I used I did a double batch. So total, I used 14 packages of non-flavored gelatin, 3 cups of glycerin, and 3 cups of water. So you mix the glycerin and the gelatin together, and you dissolve the gelatin. Then you pour in 3 cups of boiling water, and you put it in a mold. I used this mold here, and then you let it set up. Well, when I first took it out, the bottom was all rough, like the gelatin didn't dissolve. So I cut it up, put it in a glass bowl, put it in the microwave for 2 minutes, and then re-put it in the mold. And then I let it sit in the refrigerator overnight, and I have a Gelli Plate that doesn't spoil or anything. It's pretty solid, but pretty, I don't know, it's like squishy, but not too squishy or whatever. So this is the Gelli Plate that I have made. And like I said, I'm obsessed with that. And then I just use regular apple barrel acrylic paint that you can get from Walmart for 50 cents a tube. So I just wanted to show, I put these colors, I put purple, pink, and green down on the plate, and I brayered it out, and then I stuck a hexagon stencil on there. And then I pulled off this print. And then I took the brayer and just went over everything, including the stencil again. I didn't add any more paints or anything. And then I pulled off this print so you can kind of see the paints on top of the stencil. Then I took off the stencil and pulled off this print, and then I pulled this off. So I didn't add any more paint. I just added the paint from the first time, and you can see there's 4 different patterns with the same colors. So what I wanted to do was I cut these down to use on a card, and so I was going to make some cards with that. So I did make some cards with Stampin' Up! Stamps. This is Stampin' Up! Cardstock, and just regular white cardstock. You can get it like Walmart or whatever. So I made some thank you cards and some birthday cards because I was out of birthday cards. And I think this is a painted petals, and then I used the Lotus Blossom set that is part of the celebration set, which celebration still goes on, I think, until the 31st. So you can still, every $50 that you buy, you get 1 item out of the celebration catalog for free. And I know they just added maybe 1 or 2 more things that you can get for free. This is just regular dictionary paper back there. And this is the Lotus Blossom set, which is a 3-step stamp. And these are just 2 different colors of ink on there. So those are the cards that I made. And then I was just fussing about with these snap protectors. It's from the Simple Stories Snap collection. And so you have the 4x6 here, and then you have the 2 3x4. So I cut this edge off here, and then I put like 2 together, and I made a little book here. And I used an stovetop stuffing box to make this. I just cut off the right side, cut off a little bit of the top and a little bit of the bottom, and this was the binding, or the side of the box itself. I didn't make any new scores or anything, and this is just linen thread that I used. These are just magnets, and I decided to put the magnets on it after I made this, so I just have to go back and recover these with paper. But here are the snap pages inside there. And again, I just stuck them together and I sewed right down the middle there. And I just cut out some coordinating cardstock just to put them in there for right now. I don't know what I'll do with it. I I made it. Here's a signature that is full of just regular cardstock. And that, actually, this is 67-pound cardstock. This is watercolor paper, this signature. And then I put regular cardstock in there again, watercolor paper, and then another snap page in there. So that was pretty fun, and I don't know what I'll use it for. Maybe I'll just give it to my niece and she can do whatever she wants with it. So then there's that. And that's all I've really been working on. I mean, I made a lot of jelly prints. So I have been having fun, and what I thought about doing was, because my jelly plate is like 8, maybe 8 by 11, maybe, you know, it's almost the size of a piece of paper. But what I thought about doing was kind of getting the colors of how I want my scrapbook room to be, and just kind of make some art for the walls. Right now, my scrapbook room is still painted SpongeBob, because I used to be obsessed with SpongeBob, and my kids had half of the room for their playroom. But as they've gotten older, I've just taken over the whole room. So I want to paint it and organize everything. And so I thought about making some artwork, because I thought it would be kind of cool to have some abstract, you know, artwork here and there. So these are just some of the prints that I made. I love chevron. I am obsessed. Some of them I like, some of them I don't like. I was trying things out and using the stencils that I did have. Like this, I just took a piece of foam and cut it with some decorative scissors and just kind of swished it on the jelly plate. So there are a bunch of different backgrounds that I can use. I did stick some backgrounds in my art journal. Instead of putting them on paper, I painted this green and then pulled it, and then I painted a flower, like a little kid's flower, and then pulled it. So there's some different pulls without adding more paint. You know how that goes. So that is what I've been working on. I hope you guys are having a great week. Talk to you later. Bye.